tell a bitch. Bitch, I'm busy counting up the end. I never need a fucking friend. Bitch, I'm trying to buy Benz for my kid. Next level shit. Never sell my soul for a bitch. That's devilish. Fuck who think they better than. Bitch, I am a veteran. Bitch, I am solidified. I done earned my letterman. I never been scared of them. See, I'm about my betterment. These niggas gotta let me in. I'm sick and tired of telling them. They say that we irrelevant. Bitch, go check my melanin. You bitches got me elevated. Say I'm fly because I'm heaven. Democratic or Republican. I don't fuck with the president. Can't even find no matters after shit. I hope they get it then. Can walk a couple miles. Still won't see nobody realer then. Bring that nigga that you call go. Shit, send him in. 40 and I'm killing shit. On the block and I'ma spend a bit. I hope you're 95. Got some hella fire benefits. They sweeter than some cinnamon. Left alone like they gill again. I take that capping off his head, then I beat it in. I left that nigga leaking shit. All that nigga see is real. Now he don't wanna be the man. These bitches, he don't be the man. Bitch, I'm fly as Peter Georgia Power. I'm the meter man. I'm cutting niggas lights out. Bitch, you never see a man. Nas X punk, bitch. We call him a sweeter man. The strength of a monster. Knock him out with either. Take these bitches, they can't keep a man. They just want a weaker man. Tight jean wearing ass. They don't even see a man. They wanna be a man. Until it's time to be a man. Them bitches, they a bunch of damn birds like a Eagles fan. Fuck them, I don't see them, fam. I tell them I don't give a damn. If they think I give a fuck about it, they don't know who I am. They bitches say that you the man. You keep it real and true to fam. Other niggas, they be lost. They be looking clueless, man. They niggas so soft, nigga boss so trilly. They try to imitate a G. Niggas look silly. Had a nigga copycat a G. I'ma chase Millie. Dinners on a billy. Feel me? Pimpin' I'm illy. Yeah. I told these niggas that I'm the truth. Pimpin' I run this city. Clearly. Try to tear the city down. I'ma rebuild it. Nigga, I'm illy. Bitch, I'ma get off. Hit off. Pimp, if you a target, better get on. This niggas they get shit on. Don't be capping pimpin' if you wanna live on. Yeah, bitch, I got a law, she can get on. She like to ride horses. These niggas ain't walk a mile in my force. Know that life is about decision and your choice. Never let them little boy me. Don't you piss me off, my tip can get the boil. I can't let you take me out, I can't afford. Find your body on Norwich. Bitch, nigga, I'ma move forward. I'm just trying to get it, take my dogs on tour with. These niggas know I'm cold with. No more drinking, no cold bitch. Don't go back to no old bitch. You busy getting more bitches. Say a nigga capping the court in the day source. Jumping out the 300, I'm looking for me a Porsche, bitch. I turned 21, I was jumping up off the porch, bitch. 20 years later, these niggas know I'm a force, bitch. Say they got the power, but niggas, they just a morphin'. Them niggas lukewarm, and I came in the game score. That's why the real fuck with me, the bitches always adore. Bitch, I never been a phony, I'm from the bottom of Georgia. Recognize and import, when others should be deported. They come to real, it's assured. They niggas should be reported. These bummy niggas record. It's time we get things in order. You gotta watch out for snakes, cause these niggas ain't really for it. I'm really getting annoyed. These niggas who really bored. It's time to whip them and shake and make sure they doing they chores. Cause these niggas ain't making noise. These niggas on all fours. A lot of them we should void. You heard what I said, boy. These niggas so soft, nigga boss so trilly. They try to imitate a G. Niggas look silly. Had a nigga copycat a G. I'ma chase Millie. Dinners on a billy. Feel me? Pimpin' I'm illy. Yeah. I told these niggas that I'm the truth. Pimpin' I run this city. Clearly. Try to tear the city down. I'ma rebuild it. Nigga, I'm illy. Bitch, I been the truth. Get the pussy niggas out the booth. Cause I run this city. Clearly. Tell them get lost, I'm busy. Pussy nigga, I'm the realest in the city.
Body to beat global.
Cause I run this city. Clearly. Tell them get lost, I'm busy. Pussy nigga, I'm the realest in the city.
Body to beat global. Hey, wait,
Shit, they ain't ever ran in the trouble with me. My city's on fire, nigga. You scared it all the time, bitch. They ain't ever ran in the trouble with me. I'm from the gutter, nigga. Ain't scared of that shit, nigga. Shit, nigga. They ain't ever ran in the trouble with me, nigga. I'm the truth. When I walk through the doors, this roof. Bitch, they ain't ever ran in the trouble with me, bitch, nigga. When I was just a little nigga from the crib.
My motivation, it come from OG Big Blick. OG Big Blick. It ain't no faking, my nigga gave me the game. Prepared me to watch the lane. He kept me on top of things. Your music give him your pain. Make him feel it and watch watch them sing. But it's back to the streets right now. Never be weak, gotta eat right now. Cause the streets won't feed ya. Live a nigga out. Living in the jungle, shit go down. When the shit go down, make shit go round. Cause round and round we go. And I won't falling down no more. Cause the OG got his own. Hit the trap when they got me a zone. Had to learn the code when I'm talking on the phone. Looking out for the jackpots on my chrome. You get your bag, nigga, get it and go. Gotta watch them folks, gotta watch them hoes. Gotta watch them niggas that you call your bro. Cause you in the jungle alone. You gotta be ready for war.
They never ran in the jungle with me. My city's on fire, nigga. You scared it all the time, bitch. They never ran in the jungle with me. I'm from the gutter, nigga. I ain't scared of that shit, nigga. The shit, nigga. They never ran in the jungle with me. Nigga, I'm the truth. When I walk through the doors, they salute me. Bitch, they never ran in the jungle with me. Bitch, when I was just a little nigga from the crib.
Since day one in that jungle, out the muck and mire that mud. Haters wanna see me bad, doing bad, just didn't know what it was. You know what it is. Gotta love the life that I live. Represent to the fullest. Get a full cup, then I peel. The foundation I build, I must conceal. These motherfuckers so lame. Got them backtracking off on their heels. When I'm heading for the hills, you know that's a T.O.P. But that cornerstone, gotta make it known. OG signing off on the third degree. Moving on to each his own, I visualize my purpose. Get money here, though I'm nervous. Spazzing out on these verses. Brain banging home until it's worthless. Blowing me till I'm out. Can't harbor feelings of fear, cause you know fear breached out.
They never ran in the jungle with me. My city's on fire, nigga. You scared it all the time, bitch. They never ran in the jungle with me. I'm from the gutter, nigga. I ain't scared of that shit, nigga. Shit, nigga. They never ran in the jungle with me. Nigga, I'm the truth. When I walk through the doors, they salute me. Bitch, they never ran in the jungle with me. Bitch, when I was just a little nigga from the crib.
What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? How everybody doing? I'll turn my goddamn fan off. Hope everybody having a good Thursday evening. I just wanted to go live because I just fucking felt like it, you feel me? Take this off my screen real quick. We're in the Viberoom. You know, we vibing here, just chilling, man. Just chilling. So y'all can see I'm just in a relaxed mood right now. And I welcome all conversation, you feel me? All in any conversation. Because, you know, today it ain't been a good day for me. I got to say that. Those days come and those days go. You know what I'm saying? It just happened. But so when I get in those type of feelings, like, let me go chill with my people. They tend to cheer me up sometimes. So yeah, we vibing. I got a little conversation for y'all too as well. It ain't just music. But y'all make sure y'all do tune in. Sunday, we'll be on John Q's page on with Cousins and Conversations. Won't be here. So y'all remember, I'll drop John's link in the chat. So y'all know how to get there, which y'all should. A lot of y'all know John Q. Solid dude. My Cuzzo's in the building. Thank you, Amar. So you can drop the link if you remember it, because I got to find it. I've been drinking a little bit. A lot of bit, if I can say. What up, Big Cuz? Y'all in the building. Can't wait to see you get back down here to Georgia. Well, you in Georgia, but Brunswick, you know what I mean. Whenever you do decide. What up, Jazz? Kings and Queens, what's happening? What's going on, my good peoples? Brother Ja, I text that text. I text your number to where it's supposed to go, Josh. So, you know, whenever that person respond, they respond. I did text it late, so that's my fault because I be busy as shit. But I did text it. But yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit in the vibe room, which we don't normally do, because I'm in need of advice. You feel me? Have you ever doubted yourself? Have anybody, or just the way you are and you comfortable in the skin you in, have you ever doubted that the way you are is the way you need to be? Yeah, that's the state I'm in right now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just me, but I feel like I'm cool as a fucking fan cap. Some people say I'm stubborn. I heard that several times. If I'm stubborn, then my cousin Tanya's stubborn because she's a Scorpio too. Yeah, you ain't getting off easy. Let's check out industry, man. Holla at me. The link in the chat, man. Link in the chat.
For them, dog. I am the street. I will be the voice of the street till I die. Because I know if I keep my heart real, I'm going to fly. For real, the street. I am the street. I keep my ear to the street, my heart close to the ground, my words go in the air.
Take the will. If you say go, you know I will. And though this love has its flaws, we're forever outlaws.
Maybach music.
Messed around, but I forgave you. Why do they still want me to hate you? Cause if I'm choosing to forget it, why can't they just mind their business? Cause I'm stuck like glue. Cause I can't stop loving you.
They wanna see my people go and get the shot, but the government deceive you, so we call them ops. I'm just trying to get my niggas, take them off the block. But my nigga 3 was on the freeway when he got shot. But you won't bust a cop. Man, I swear to God, you can't be a fucking fraud while you acting hard. Lord, why you had to come and take a break? I'm talking Earl Simmons, my nigga X. And for that nigga Nas, take that egg off. Matter of fact, change now. Where your respect, folk? Now Kanye told Soulja that his verse was trash, and I ain't really care to hear, cause I know it's ass.
Nigga, your album was trash. Everything I spit is hard, nigga. Nah, that wasn't a good verse.
Messed around, but I forgave you. Why do they still want me to hate you? Cause if I'm choosing to forget it, why can't they just mind their business? Cause I'm stuck like glue. Cause I can't stop loving you.
Wow.
Now the vice president of the world's a black woman, but niggas say she coonin'. That's why we losing. Now we finally got the shooter, and the mother 2 got a nail. Talking Larry Moe and Curly, them bitches can go to hell. Hell yeah. I'm screaming death, put them in the chair, while I jog around the courtroom, drinking the beer. We take a step forward and move a step back. The motherfuckers killed off, and them bitches black. What the fuck? What kind of shit is that? I guess he really was the king of that city, Jack. Yeah, and 3-6 made it back, and 3-6 got attacked. It was a bloody murder. Yeah, then Jada beat the whole Dipset. Then Jay-Z sold Tidal, that's the biggest flip yet. And Shakana still coming at my nigga tip. You ain't get enough of that shit, Jet, you big bitch. Now Dre's ex-wife hit the biggest lick. This motherfucker got $100 million on a settlement, when other bitches would have been like,
Messed around, but I forgave you.
but he's a billionaire.
Why do they still want me to hate
Shit, I
you?
spent 24 years with this
If I'm
nigga.
choosing to forget it, why can't they just mind their business? Cause I'm stuck like glue. Cause I
Shout out to that nigga Roth, man.
can't stop loving
Sing
you.
that shit, yeah. Industry folk.
Yeah, that was Industry 4, my latest Body to Beat that I dropped. So as you can see, I dropped the question of the night. And yeah, we're in the vibe room. At the same time, we're going to vibe to some music. But this is a question I want to ask y'all. I want to hear you guys' opinion. It's going to be different tonight. Link in the chat, man. I'll let your boy see what y'all talking about in this chat first and foremost. Yeah, I wish you was here, cuzzo. Your company is welcome, cuz. Appreciate that, kings and queens. Appreciate the love. That's my shit. I love that motherfucker too. I ain't gonna front. Yeah, Ja, your opinion is welcome tonight too, bro. Cause you one of the brothers who I know who stand firm on his beliefs as well. And that's the biggest thing I respect about you. You know, whether you right or wrong in what you believe in, you stand firm on it. And I personally don't see anything wrong with it. But I guess it comes to a point where whether you right or wrong, are you willing to change those thoughts or your beliefs in whatever subject matter or whatever subject you guys are focused on at that time? But I want to hear from you guys. How do you feel about it? But yeah. Let's see people in the building. We're going to just vibe out to somebody, you know, drop me a comment or drop me a goddamn, come up on the panel with me. Either way. That's how we rocking tonight. So in the meantime, between time, I'm finna turn up for a little bit with my people. Haven't played this in a minute, but I'm gonna play it now. This is my dog. Crucial K.
Jump down and make the beat so you know this bitch retarded.
It's Crucial K. Crucial K, we got one, fool.
Hey, we always got one, fool.
Nigga, fuck what you want, cause it don't really matter. My niggas come with ratchets and we steppin' like the cap outside.
No one dance, but watch how I slide.
I'm sliding by my guy.
And I'ma dance through with that fire.
You don't dance, but that thigh gon' make you.
Cap outside.
We got them dancing in the beat just like the.
Cap outside.
I might just stomp all of your bitch just like the.
Cap outside.
Then I stomp in with that stick, it make them.
Cap outside. Oh, you want pressure? You must be special. Me and my clique, we bring out scratches. Bitch, when I catch you, FaceTime on iPhone. I show you what I'm on. Hey, fuck that shit you talking about. I'm spinning tripping, trying to kill these bitches when they pop out. Hammer by my side, I step like Cap outside. Or a kudo trying to cruise out with banana. Monkey nigga, you don't want be with us. You gon' need some more heat, nigga, more peace with you. Keep this shit discreet, don't bring the police with you. Hope these niggas know this shit get crucial. I blew ya, I do ya, I shoot you in your motherfucking noodles. Why you try to scoop your bitch ass off the curb? My little Google bitch, you outmaneuver with below to been a shooter bitch. Fuck what you want, cause it don't really matter. My niggas come with ratchets and we steppin' like the cap outside.
No one dance, but watch how I slide.
I'm sliding by my guy.
And I'ma dance through with that fire.
You don't dance, but that thigh gon' make you.
Cap outside.
We got them dancing in the beat just like the.
Cap
I
outside.
might just stomp all of your bitch just like the.
Cap outside.
Then I stomp in with that stick, it make them.
Cap outside.
Now if my guy says it's a problem, then you know I'm tryna solve it. Ain't no practice needed with this stick. I hit your tee up, I'm just golfing. Hey, I been off my rock. I probably been lost my damn marble. And keep that plane like I'm out the marble. Y'all niggas greener than a damn Martian. No, I don't do all the dancing. Too cool and I fly like Prancer. Hey, if I start dancing with that stick, bitch, call me Hammer. Make a bitch nigga call for nanos. Soft and wet like a pissy pamper. Light a nigga ass up, no camera. Camouflaging like I'm from Savannah. Clap, 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 clap the cappers. Since you see the stick, I'm capping. I'm talking like clap on clap off. Oh, nigga, hats off. I'm up in the air with Nassau. Hey, look, with the sticks, they wanna dance off. Fuck around and hit a nigga with a sawed off. Blow your whole mouth off. About to fuck these niggas like a bitch, cause I'm raw
Nigga,
dog.
fuck what you want, cause it don't really matter. My niggas come with ratchets and we steppin' like the cap outside.
No one dance, but watch how I slide.
I'm sliding by my guy.
And I'ma dance through with that fire.
You don't dance, but that thigh gon' make you.
Cap outside.
We got them dancing in the beat just like the.
Cap
I
outside.
might just stomp all of your bitch just like the.
Cap outside.
Then I stomp in with that stick, it make them.
Cap outside. It's Crucial K.
Yeah, that was Kappa by my guy, Crucial K. Make sure y'all can hear me because I came in kind of early. Yeah, that was Kappa. Okay, I just want to make sure. What up, John?
Yo, shalom, brother.
Shalom, my brother. What's happening, man?
What's good with it? What's good with it? Chat, what's up with you, y'all? Shalom, my peeps.
I'm
Yo,
cooling,
what's so
man.
good with it, man?
Cooling, man. What's going on, D-Love? Welcome. What's up, Lorraine? So, yeah, man. What's good? What you think about that question, man? What you think about that question, bro?
It's a good question, brother. It's a good question, man. And first off, I want to say, uh, it varies, man. It varies to different levels, and I say that to say this, as in. And with saying it varies in different categories or different levels, it also depends on where it stops at. You know what I'm saying? Because standing on your beliefs could mean a variable of multiple things. You know what I'm saying? Standing on your beliefs and standing on, like, say for instance, like standing on a religion or standing on your beliefs in religion, or standing on what you think of, or standing on what you think right and wrong between your friend's argument, or you and your girlfriend's argument, or you and your wife's argument. That's a difference between standing on a belief in religion, because at the end of the day, we all fighting, like it's kind of like, we like, how can you tell you're not, like, the next man is not God? I'm not God. I can't tell you your religion is better than mine. I can't tell you that what you think is good. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have all the answers, so I can't tell you right and wrong. I can only tell you from what I experienced, what helped me through my experience. Now you can take that and analyze it for yourself and see how it can help you on your experience to better you, to get you to where you need to be. But we can't tell each other how it's supposed to be. That was just like how I was talking about the other night. How some people might have got me misunderstood, but like you said, I always stand on what I believe. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stand on what I believe. I might not come out the way I want it to come out, but I'm gonna stand on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know deep down inside what it means to me. You know what I'm saying? So just like the other night when I was talking about me having multiple wives and all this, it's real deeper than what people think, and it's more to it. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I stand on it. It's not just me wanting to have multiple women. If you don't understand why I need this, or you know what I'm saying, like the other night, about, just how I come at things, about how I need women to, you know what I'm saying, to be there for me. I just gotta stand on what I believe, because I know how I see things, and nobody can tell me what's right and what's wrong, because at the end of the day, how many people is getting divorced? You know what I'm saying? How many people is but you telling me I need to be with one woman and I need to do this? You know what I'm saying? Like
So,
that's how I can describe it. You know what I'm saying?
so check this
Standing
out.
on
So,
belief.
and I don't want to put it in that term, but I understand what you meant. Well, let's say, for instance, you having a conversation, and I'm trying to keep this as legit as possible, and you having a discussion on uh, something simple like a business venture, and your approach towards the business venture, like, okay, I think we should.
See, that's where it varies from. That's
Yeah,
where it varies from. That's
exactly.
way different. That's way different from talking about standing on a belief, from to where, you know what I'm saying, a religion and that type stuff.
And
Like,
that's
that's way different.
and that's why I wanted to change it. I didn't want to go to religion. Not tonight. So I didn't want nobody to think that's what I was talking about. So I want to just break it down. It could be any kind of situation, but whatever you guys are talking about, your angle is this way, and their angle is this way. Now, if you guys maybe are business partners or just friends, or you might be even family, and you see, okay, we should take this direction, it makes more sense logically in your brain. But the way they see it, and this is where it comes to agree or disagree, you feel like you're going to jump straight down a rabbit hole and the business will never take off the ground. You feel what I'm saying? But people will say, well, you just stubborn. You just want to do things your way. Do you think it's the simple fact that they just stand strong on their beliefs and you stand strong on yours? How can that business relationship work?
They're just you have to analyze, and then them situations you have to analyze. You have to talk amongst, and it have to be more than just a 2-person party. There have to be at least an offset of a 3. You know what I'm saying? That way, if it's a tie, there's a tiebreaker. You know what I'm saying? But in there can be a vote off. That way, the information can be shared amongst us. You know what I'm saying, or amongst the business ventures or whatever, whoever is in this business conversation that's going on. The information can be discussed and both need to be analyzed, and then it can be a vote off at that situation, because it's always going to be, unless you got somebody that's always agreeable, like that's no matter what, okay, whatever goes, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got that, which is not always all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's always going to be like, you'll be lucky to match up and have the same, you know what I'm saying, everybody thinking that they want the same thing, exactly the same. Some things might be the same, but exactly the same is not impossible, because everybody got different minds, and we come at, just like how we think about situations different, we're gonna come to solutions different. You know what I'm saying? And problem solving or in business wise, you're gonna come to different solutions, different. Like, so with that, it's gonna have to be more than 2 parties in the mix. You know what I'm saying? That way it can be like, okay, who's going for what and who's going for what, because it's gonna be like a cutoff in the middle thing. It's always gonna be like that.
Now let me bring this, and we're gonna play a song. We're gonna play our jam in a second. But
so basically, just to wrap that up, bro, because I think I went in a big circle, but to basically wrap that up, voting it in would better be my choice in that, because if both of us sound like we got the good ideas to get to meet to point A, which is where we're trying to go, then shit, yeah, we're just gonna vote it out, and it need to be more than 2 parties.
I agree. Let me play this song, but that third person, he's gonna lean or she's gonna lean either way, and the way she leans,
damn, yeah, you making it tough. Fuck,
it's still gonna be a problem. But we gonna play this next jam real quick. Y'all know what it is, man. 425, man. Y'all know what that date is, man. Here's Grandmaster J, man. After the Rain.
Salute.
Let's do it.
And new tonight, an armed militia marches outside the suspect's home.
Well protected, well protected.
You don't win wars by marching and protesting. You win wars by fighting back.
Yeah, I love y'all.
This is the part where I get to say I told you so. When everybody else said, we were crazy, we was over the top, that we was making stuff up, but a lot of people don't realize that also was the moment that galvanized the start of our movement. It was from Brunswick that the NFAC blew up, and then the next time you saw us was at Stone Mountain. A lot of people act like we popped up at Stone Mountain, and we was in Brunswick first. I'm up in the building. It was the Brunswick issue first.
Some of these people be talking, and they ain't really about that action. We faced with a whole bunch of problems, while the blacks wanna add on baggage. It get cold in the world, motherfucker better get your jacket. If I happen to pull out my ratchet, better hope a motherfucker know magic. Why they just wrapped in plastic? Why they just placed in caskets? If you black, then your life just has it. Why the fuck our life ain't tragic? GMJ taught a nigga not to be so passive, so I won't be a weak little bastard. And the truth, I'ma seek that faster. No fucking around, we have just entered the chapter. We've been lost, not found. Now we got a little bit of backup, cause we coming with numbers and my people starting to stack stack up. You don't wanna see a nigga act up. AJ, tell him where we at, bro.
In the field.
After the rain, we gotta change. We cannot do it the same. Gotta say his name, GMJ. But you gon' win this race.
I'm up in the field.
It'll be a whole brand new day. Goddamn it, we gon' win this case. Give a damn what your people say. Everybody yelling out GMJ, 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 GMJ. We don't give a damn what your people say. Everybody yelling out GMJ, GMJ. And this the way we rockin'. Bitches on the poppin'. We will not let you stop it. Let's go. The ball done dropped, nigga call them cops. I told you that we call them ups. It's about that time. Stop that line. We don't really need no clock.
Locked down, under pressure, with the mask on.
But we back now or never. Motherfuckers better get their ass on. Ain't no sad song. And we won't leave the past alone. Cause the past it done made it strong. Cause the mind never made it home. And they wouldn't leave George alone. Don't be playing me wrong. Cause I keep me a chrome. Better move it along. I don't mind at all if you want a brawl. I can make a call to my big dog. I'm telling you, dog, this ain't shit talk. When I cross the line, you get picked off. See the man in black, it ain't shit soft. Put the man on mute, but man, we gon' fix y'all. Thought that we would stop, but man, we got pissed off. Days got changed, it's time that we lift off. Old 25 the day that we win, y'all. We don't give a damn about your agenda. We know you got troops, so go ahead and send them. After the rain, we gotta change. We cannot do it the same. Gotta say his name, GMJ. But you gon' win this race. It'll be a whole brand new day. Goddamn it, we gon' win this case. Give a damn what your people say. Everybody yelling out GMJ, 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 GMJ. We don't give a damn what your people say. Everybody yelling out GMJ, GMJ. And this the way we rockin'. Bitches on the poppin'. We will not let you stop it. Let's go.
They did what they did to him because they thought they could get away with it because they actually believed. They believe. So when you tell somebody you're racist, you're not just accusing them of something that this is a person who holds a certain frame of mind. They believe they're right. People need to understand that, and this is my approach to systemic racism. That's why it's called systemic. It means that there's a system. It's not just one or two people. Yeah, you got those three people, they got locked up. Okay, fine. But there's a system. In other words, look at the system that had to work for this not to be heard. This was not the first African-American male or female that has been shot, killed because of some racial misperception. We know that. And the rest is history.
Salute to the brother, the Supreme Commander, GMJ. Y'all don't forget 425, that date, marketing calendars. Salute to that brother, man. But tonight we are having a discussion. I got my brother Job here with me, but I want to not turn the corner, but I want to just break this down. We're talking about, standing firm on what you believe in. It don't have to be necessary beliefs in religion or whatever. It's just what you believe in, how you was raised, how to handle any given situation. But the thing is, let's say you have been told by several people that you're this way, and they feel like that's the reason that it blocks you from hearing others out. Me personally, I always listen because I was always taught you got two ears, one mouth, so you should listen twice as much as you talk. And I feel like if I hear you and I still disagree, and I'm not gonna go into any conversation with my mind made up. Let's get that straight right now. You have to make me understand that what you're telling me is a better way of handling things than what I'm thinking or what the way I feel. You know what I'm saying? If you tell me something like, hey, turn the other cheek, and the last time I did that, I got slapped in the other goddamn cheek, you think I'm going to do that shit again? So a lot of people will say, have you been told this about yourself several times? Yeah, I have. But in the past, when certain situations arrive, or if it's a situation I've never been in, I'm going to always listen to you. And I will always try something at least one time. Even if in my head, I'm saying that ain't gonna work. This is what's gonna happen if I do that. Well, just try it. Okay. And what happens sometimes, I'm saying all the time, you find yourself in a bind or you find yourself in even more hurt because, and that's why on Cousin Conversation, you say this is our opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's not law. It's not facts. You know what I'm saying? Every situation don't work the same. What you say about that, Joe?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. And I was sitting over here trying to think about what people say about me that I can think about, and I really couldn't think. Like I know it's stuff that I know it's something that I could think about, but I'm having a hard time thinking about it right now. But the only thing I thought about was stuff that women say that I hear from, or not even just women that I hear. I thought about one thing. People always say, "I think I know it all," or "I think I know everything,"
Well, I've
which I
been
don't know
told.
why they. I don't know why they say that, but okay, I never say that. I never say that I know everything. I just have an answer for most of the stuff, but I don't know.
And it's not necessarily that my answer is going, your or my answer will be the law. And when I say law, that means stamped and approved.
Yeah,
Like if we've been through a certain situation before, and this is the approach I took, and I made it out of that situation, why wouldn't I take that approach again? You know what I'm saying? But of course, like I said earlier, every situation is going to be different. You're gonna have different players in different situations. You're gonna be you and somebody, and then next time it's gonna be you and somebody else. That person that you in that situation with, uh, their approach to the situation may be different from the last person. So me personally, I'm gonna listen to it and see if it makes sense to me. If it doesn't, why would I change to what you think if what you're saying don't make sense to me when it comes to what the plan is? I can't do that shit. And I think that's where I get called you stubborn, you bullheaded, you hard-headed. No, I'm smarter than a motherfucker. Just know that. So I don't know, man. Let me look at the chat, man.
yeah, I heard that bullheaded before. They called me that once before.
D Love say solution might just require a little more active listening to find a mutual understanding and respect. Agreed, D Love. I couldn't agree with you more. And sometimes when I'm having discussion with whoever, if I tell you my thoughts on the situation and your response is exactly what I don't want to do, I might just cut you off. Like, did you not just hear what I said? And that's when people say, see, you don't like to listen. But what you just said to me is what I said I'm not going to do. And this is why I'm not going to do it. Now, I'm going to give you an opportunity to tell me what's going to be your outcome if we go this route. Because I told you I just did this before, and this was the outcome. Well, everybody is different. Absolutely right. Now, prove to me how we going to change this. How we going to get a different outcome from the last time. And I think that's the best to me. And again, I dropped the link in the chat. If you want to come up here and tell me, Blake, God damn it, shut up and listen to me. I will. Just don't tell me to shut up. Just don't tell me to shut up, God damn it.
Yeah, bro. If the plans worked before and you doing it again, yeah, I wouldn't change it up. Like if that's where you're going, like if you've done it before, like you said, if you've been through a situation before and you got out and you made it out, or you've conquered that situation, that you know what I'm saying, and you encounter it again, of course you're gonna go about it again. And along the way, if it need to be modified, it would be modified. But if not, then of course the natural selection would be to go the same route you went the first time.
I mean, that would be common sense to me. And I just hate using that phrase common sense, because common sense ain't common no more. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want no one to feel like I'm saying that they're stupid. But if you've never been in that situation before and you're telling me this is the route we need to take, and I'm telling you I've been there before, then how can you convince me to go back and do that same shit again? Let me give you an example. Okay, so let's say you married, and I'm just break it down. I'm gonna be straightforward. Your loved one lost someone close, mother, father, and I'm not talking about me in this situation. Kid, and they it hurts, especially if it's a child that you lost, and they never went through that shit ever. You never went through that shit ever, but for some reason, you, Ja, as her husband, became the punching bag. Everything she lashed out at you, but you were the one who had her back. And then you talk to your folk like, man, I don't know why the fuck I'm the fucking punching bag. And they say, man, you just got to be understanding, Ja. Understand what you're going through. You never been through it. She never been through it. Be understanding. Okay, that makes fucking sense. Okay, cool. Because I know this shit got to hurt. But 2 years pass, and she's still jabbing at you. Like, okay, how fucking long do I got to deal with this shit? Is it the fact that she still hurt, or is it the fact that she now think you a fucking sucker? We're going to play this song before you respond, y'all. This is Sanctified Section. Thank you.
Big dogs in my section. Ain't another click gon' check us. Respect us, yes sir. We're about to take shit up. And up, and up. I got big dogs in my section.
Stuck with big dogs, bitch, we on that big dog shit. All my niggas great names, I'm on my pit bullshit. You better watch it run through the section. You better be happily protected. You better invest in a weapon. We strapped in this bitch like a western. Maybe bonanza, the clip shaped like a banana. Had to pop a nigga dead in this pamper. Bitch, I'm an OG, better reweigh your manners. I am the light skin, Mike Jack, I'm battle. It don't even matter, I'm about to break these niggas down. I'm out of form, about to run up on these motherfucking niggas like a matador. Hit a nigga with the bullet the size of a cantaloupe. If a nigga say that he's sicker than me, I got the antidote. Nigga better act a fucking animal. Nigga better jump on a nigga ass like an antelope. Nigga, this arm and hammer, black set the mafia. All they gotta say is somebody coming around, they be popping, I'm popping up like a Texas nigga screwing and chopping. Leave them on the floor, we neating them mopping up. I don't do the fucking talking and talking, but nigga talking about a cool matata. That mean no worry, nigga. You better worry, these niggas chicken like a bucket from church. My dog call me bitch, I'm there in a hurry. I'ma haul off and hit a nigga on purpose. And I'm swerving, nigga looking nervous, no mercy, heard the roof.
Big dogs in my section. Ain't another click gon' check us. Respect us, yes sir. We're about to take shit up. And up, and up. I got big dogs in my section.
I'm 1/5 of an elite group, regardless of the vocal booth. My talent comes from the most high, it's not a fluke. Music flow through my veins, hip hop is in my roots. We the upper echelon, we glad we not you. Warn yourself if it sound like I'm pissing on you. You should be happy that I'm not shitting on you. Big dog, alpha male, let my nuts hang longer. No leash, no collar, fuck a fence, I leap over. Those lanes in the game, let them know they time over. I go for the throat, bite down, lock on ya. My pavo got me a little bipolar. I dig holes, bury bones just to find closure. I don't play dead and I don't roll over. They chained me to a cylinder block, I got stronger. Gave me raw meat, gunpowder for my hunger. To protect mines, I'll die like a soldier. I'm gone.
Big dogs in my section. Ain't another click gon' check us. Respect us, yes sir. We're about to take shit up. And up, and up. I got big dogs in my section. Big dogs in the building. Came in the game, raised the bar to the ceiling. Anything gon' change if a broad look appeal. Cause we in it for the bucks, we just want a couple meal. Cause I'm sitting as one of the real. My lyrics is dumb as they get. My niggas, they dumb as a bit. And we will come running your shit. Cause this is that big dog section. We don't give a fuck if you got next up, yes sir. I'm talking about sanctified shit. If we ain't who you ride, you get treated like a side. G, this music, that is mine. Ain't no motherfucking nine. And yes, and that's who I grind with. Keep that shit in mind. Keep that bullshit aside and keep your eyes on the prize. In my mind, I keep it focused on the ground. Believe me, I won't tell a lie. Cause when I look up to the sky, we gon' know we kept our section sanctified. I forever ride with my guys. Big dogs in my section. Ain't another click gon' check us. Respect us, yes sir. We about to take shit up. And up, and up. I got big dogs in my section. Big dogs in my section. Ain't another click gon' check us. Respect us, yes sir. We about to take shit up. And up, and up. I got big dogs in my section, baby.
All right, and we back, and I want to say something before you speak real quick, John, because I read some comments, and I see a couple of ladies have responded, and I love it. I want to hear your feedback, and I seen that a couple people said it sounds like a personal issue. It's some underlying issues that she have. Well, let me ask you, if you were the person that I asked, okay, how do I handle the situation first with the jabs being thrown early? Because I did. I asked some people. And they, maybe just be a little understanding, boss, because look what she just went through. I'm pretty damn sure both of y'all would have probably told me that, and it would make sense. But then the outcome turns to what I just told y'all, and then now you're telling me something like, well, that's some personal shit she going through. Do you see how that shit just turned out? Like, you gave me some advice, I followed it, and I understand it was advice. But now, none of us knew it was some personal shit she had towards me or whoever. So she's taking it out on me. Because I didn't do anything. So why would I think it's some personal shit if I ain't do shit to you? Now you see where I'm going at. I took some advice, and it didn't turn out the way that the advice was given. Go ahead, Josh. If you ain't working, bro. I guess you're working, so do your thing. But
Yeah,
link
I'm
in the
kind
chat.
of busy right now, bro.
Do your thing, bro. No problem. Let my cousin in real quick. I see him out there with all that damn music. So I'm going to play a commercial real quick, and we'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned. The link in the chat now. The link is in the chat. Holla at me. Now we're going to march.
Oh, you're going crazy. Oh, you're going crazy. You're going crazy.
You better march when I step. You better march when I step. Nigga, march when I step. You better march when I step. You better march when I step. Nigga, march when I step. March when I step. You better 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 march when I step. Nigga, march when I step. You better march when I step. March when I step. Them Georgia boys. But we not from Atlanta, it's boss man the Blake and it's crucial the cake. When we come together, nigga, form on my hammer. fuck it, I had no manners. They sleeping on us good in their pajamas. I bam 'em, nail 'em down like a hammer. Stop playing with 'em, gon' kill 'em, nigga. Damn, what's next, nigga? I don't even know. I'm a giant around this bitch, nigga. Fee, 5, 4. I been round and around this game like a rope. It's about to go down like a motherfucking slope. If I had to be an animal, I'd probably be a goat. And I stay up in the hood, you can call me a coat. Can't beat me in rapping, nor beat me in trapping. Can't beat me in chess or tic-tac-toe. You better march when I step. You better march when I step. Nigga, march when I step. You better march when I step. Nigga, march when I step. Nigga, march when I step. March when I step. You better 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 march when I step. Nigga, march when I step. You better march when I step. March when I step.
I'm delusional. Hold on. I'm sorry. I had to cut that goddamn song. Shout. All right, Leanne. When did we tell you to endure it? I'm confused. First and foremost, I was speaking hypothetically. But if you are dealing with someone who just lost a loved one and they start doing something that they never did, you would really start to assume that maybe it's because of what just happened to them. I could understand that. Do I want to take this motherfucking, these jabs and shit? Hell no, I don't want to take them. But just like Kings and Queens said right here, in the beginning, you should be understanding. Exactly. The thing is, I never went through it. She never went through it. So I asked them, what would you do? And I asked a couple of people, and the answers were the same. And it made sense. So at that point, I said, I'm going to try that, because the way I wanted to respond was jab back. Like, don't do that. I got your back. Don't do that. I'm the one here for you. You feel me? I'm here. I got your back. Other people shitting on you. I'm not. So that would have been my response if I would have asked no goddamn advice. You feel me? So that's why I stopped the music when I seen your comment, Leanne. And I agree. I don't understand. I don't. Let me make sure I say this right. I don't feel like everybody have to agree with what I say. You don't have to. That's great that people can voice their opinions, because it's always welcome with me. But I just want to break that down. So I had to cut that song short. I had to cut it short. Like, whoa, what the hell is Leanne talking about? Ja, you good?
Yeah, I'm here with you. Yeah, man, you just making me realize, like, standing on your square again, bro. Like, I can, it's to a certain point. It's like, okay, instead of going around, let me put it like this. It's like a saying that my pops used to say. Fuck, it slipped my mind. I'm trying to think too fast. I need to slow down, bro. It's kind of like you gotta pick your battle, pick your fights. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, there
It's
you
coming
go.
out. It's like
There
you
you
gotta
go.
pick your fights. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta know when to back down and when to stand firm on what you standing firm on. Like you know what I'm saying? Like every fight is not to be fought at the max. You know what I'm saying? Because if we fought every fight at its max, and that's what and if people is small minded, you think I'm really talking about fighting, but I'm talking about everything.
No,
Like
we
you know what I'm
know.
saying?
We know what you
So
mean, bro.
like with every fight, there has to be, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to choose your fights. You know what I'm saying? You can't maximize every fight, because if we maximize every fight, then we would not have enough for the next fight. You know what I'm saying? To keep going, we would just keep losing what we have. You know what I'm saying? Because with fighting, it takes away. You have to regroup in order to because in fighting anything you lose. In life fighting, if you fight in a war, you lose soldiers. If you fight in an argument or anything, like, you lose. So you have to regroup. You can't keep fighting like like a court matter. Like if you keep wanting to sue things or take everything to the to the highest court legal you can, that's a lot of money you're gonna be going. And in
Hey, so
every court case back to back like that, that's gonna hurt your pockets. Like you know what I'm saying? taking it to the extreme like that, bro, come on. That's millions and millions of dollars. People not going to. So it's just like that. You're going to pick your battles to where you want to fight. You know what I'm saying? And every fight is not to be fought at its max. You know what I'm saying? Some people got, like, that's why I say, like, I'm more of a, I wouldn't say I just allow things to happen or I just give in easy. But I'm more of the type of person to where, like, okay, boom. If you think this is right, if you want to make this mistake and fail on your own, then I'm gonna let you fall. But but if it's a life or death situation, or if it's detrimental to me, that's what's gonna allow me to choose if I'm gonna follow you making that mistake or not. Now you can choose whatever path you want to because, like, you know what I'm saying, everybody's grown. Unless you're a kid underneath me, then you have to follow me. But other than that, you know what I'm saying, everybody's grown. So you have to pick your own choices. But I'm that type of person to where, like, I'm more lenient to letting you fall and letting you hit your head or seeing if it's right or wrong because you could be right. I could be wrong. Even in the situation that I've been in before, I could still think I'm right, even though I've been here before and still could be wrong. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
I,
right.
like, because and not every situation is the same. You know what I'm saying? All the time.
So I want to just go to a comment in the chat real quick. And I think I can feel you on this question, man. You said no one to hold them, no one to fold them. But also that goes back to what we talked about this past Sunday in Cousins and Conversations. How do you know when to confront a situation that might bother you and when to just let it go? Me personally, me letting something that bothers me go is that shit right there hard for me to do. But because if it's something that's gonna lay on my heart and my chest, then I gotta confront it. If it's something small that ain't really gonna affect my future or nobody's livelihood, I let that shit go. But I was always taught if you let somebody try you once and they get away with it, they gonna try you again. And whether you believe that or not, that shit is facts, man. It's facts because I done seen it happen. And I can't be that one to look like a sucker in nobody's eyes. And when it comes to a relationship, you know, I done heard women say, well, you know, we don't look at you as a sucker. Well, can you explain what happened to me? Because at first, when I was at that firm guy and really didn't take no shit, oh, you loved me to death. But I felt like I had to change because the situations change. You know what I'm saying? And
See,
I
bro,
felt
on that, I have to say, and the only reason why I'm jumping in right there is because I don't want to lose it. I know I be fine and stuff, but I don't want to lose it. On that, it would depend on if it's first impression or not. If it's first impression, then yeah, first impression. If it's first impression, I go by it like this. I learned this in team leadership class in middle school. After the first impression, it takes 20 impressions after that to correct the first impression. So, but if the first impression is good, after the first impression, if you mess up or like say you mess up or lose trust or cheat or whatever, but the first impression was good, after that, I'll give you a second chance because like nobody is perfect. We all stumble. But your first impression, what you first led me on to, the first thing that you let me see was good. You know what I'm saying? So, but after that second time, then it's on me, you know, because everybody makes a mistake. But once you like, if it happens a second time in a row, then it just have to be on you now. It's not on the person, you know, it's on himself.
yeah, and
But
I think
but it would depend on it would vary between first impression and not. Because first impression, if you fuck up on the first impression, then yeah, like it's gonna take 20 more times, 20 more different times, not in the same sitting, 20 more different times to correct that first impression. For
absolutely.
anybody, that's just human being wise. Like, you know, I learned this in team leadership, middle school.
Hey, and I think somebody said, I think it was Quest when he said, fool me once and we know the rest. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why I said that situation was a first for us all. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to be understanding. But let me go back to another comment. Leanne said maybe the approach one time needs to be different than another. And that's true too, because you like I said earlier, you're dealing with two different players in two different situations. Like if you like I was a supervisor at my last job, and when you coach your agents, you can't take that same approach with this person that you did with the last. You might can be a little sterner with them because that's how they learn. You know what I'm saying? You might have to lighten the load to the next person because they got soft feelings. I understand that. And that's just the way life is. You can't treat everybody the same, even if it's the same situation, because people do not respond the same to I guess how you come at them. If you can, you might notice one person. You're like, look, man, what the fuck is you doing, man? You want to lose your job? That shit resonates in their head. You say that to the next person, they might quit on your ass. Like, man, fuck this shit. I understand that, but yeah. Let me hit this next song real quick. We'll be right back.
ID, please.
Let's take a moment for the ancestors. A lot was homeless in the bad weather, and that's the reason we should stick together. Cause with each other we do better, we can never settle. See, y'all people took a lot of beatings. Don't disregard the teachings, the heart is where I'm reaching. How is it so why people so deceitful? When we begging to be equal, tell me how we beat them. And everybody cannot be a leader. You gotta learn to follow first before you lead. Even anathema, they gon' have to fail. Tell me, can you really tell? Do your people really care? To know that I'ma be there. Make them see hell, yeah. And we don't give a fuck about no enemy. You feeling me? Cause a remedy is what we really need. It ain't really hard to see. We got too many people. Just know that I never will leave you. And I'ma ride with my people to the end. That's just what it is, what it is. I'm going all about my
West man with the boss man. Soul journey of life. Yo.
ID, please.
Woke up this morning and all came so crystal clear. The ancestral voice screaming loudly in my ear. Looking through these framed spectacles, a tactical perspective tells me more than meets the eye. Living amongst the pitiful, visual, blurry, the streets of the day, hurry, trying to stay out the way. Really, the drama's inevitable. This ancient black skin's got me spitting parables, and still ain't ready. Even though devil tactics no longer hide behind ghostly masks. Do you really have to add? I refuse to release my testicles. The best among us will be those who unify. Black thoughts over barbecue sauce, round table talk, art of war. I'm ready for battle. Yet my kinfolk still caught in the babble. Blood is thicker than water. I believe in us till this fish bites the gravel. All I wanna do is see my people unify for real. Oh, broken nation, the pain heal.
ID, please.
All right, we back. We back. Let's check out this chat real quick. See what my people talking about. See what Cuzzo say. My mom always said if you find a food bump If you find a fool bump his head, I really don't like for people to take my kindness for weakness. I don't know if I read it right. My mom always said, if you find a fool, bump his head. I guess you're going to bump his head, huh? I really don't like people. I don't either, cuz. And I think that's the biggest issue whenever you turn that corner to learn understanding. Because I have setback. And one thing I do, I will look at any situation, any problem, whether it's a relationship, friendship, business relationship, don't matter.
Big facts. Big facts.
I always look at myself like, what could I have done better? You know what I'm saying? If I replay the situation in my head and okay, I might say, okay, the way you said this shit to them, you was fucked up for doing that. Then that's something I will change if I'm faced with that situation again. What the hell you say, Cuz? But I'm a person, I always talk about logic. Y'all know that. Make it make sense to me. Make it make sense. And if you never been through the situation, I think you might not want to speak on it because everybody is different. When they might have went through it, they went through it with a female or went through it with a man, and it worked for that dude or it worked for that female. But when I'm dealing with it, you don't know this motherfucker. You don't know this motherfucker. This motherfucker might not think with logic. And I'm not speaking on that. I'm just saying hypothetically. So let me just put that out there. I'm not talking about no one in particular. I just went through something. And I just want to hear from y'all. That's all. So if you want to come up here and break it down, if I'm missing your point, anybody, come up here. Y'all know I listen. I ain't going to tell you if you got two ears and one mouth, listen twice more than you talk. I'm going to listen to you. Y'all know that? I'll let your boy. Let's see here. Let me look at the chat. What up, Shay's Faith? What's going on? How you doing? Who that is? Hey, it's the brother Quest, man. What's going on, Quest, man? Blessings, man. Blessings, my brother.
After that joint that was playing, I figured, let me stop by and break bread.
Break bread then, brethren.
What I can say is like this, in my life, this whole conversation had me like really going back, you know what I mean? Really reflecting. I'm like, man, I haven't reflected like that in a minute. And every day, when you get up, you have to see your own face in the mirror. You know what I mean? There's always that saying that people like to give us, don't judge me, but you got to judge yourself. You know what I mean? I got to look in this thing and see me and evaluate me in a way that no one else can. In any scenario that I encounter, ultimately, I know what my intentions were. I know what I was intending to do. Now, whether it was received that way by person B, that's another matter. But at the end of the day, I know what Abdul Wadud was trying to do. And it may not always, I can even make the judgment, could I have done it better? Could I have, come at this a different way? Was I on some shenanigans? That you know what I mean? That the person has to keep it real with themselves. They have to know, like, okay, maybe I was coming short, and maybe I was on some silly stuff. But I mean, a real look in the mirror. When I do that, it puts me in a position where I can be corrected. You understand? I can, I can be wrong. But it's all about that awareness, that self-awareness. When you realize that you have a position, that you got a point. I'm right in this, not because of arrogance, but because I'm sure that my aim or my effort or my intentions was real and 100. You got to hold on to that, even if the world came against you. I often tell people, particularly the lady, You know, they get offended when you say something like, "Well, do you trust me?" I say I trust in Allah. Like you said that, and I don't know what people may understand when I say Allah, when I say God or anything like that. But translate that as according to what your positions are. But what I'm saying I'm saying I trust in that which I know is absolute, that which I know doesn't change or doesn't flip the script, or it may smile today, may frown tomorrow. You understand? There's a constant. I'm saying I trust in that which is a constant. You may love me today. I don't know what you're going to do tomorrow. I trust in Allah. It's not saying that you won't. I mean, you treat me nice right now. You give me the hugs that I want, all that. But at the end of the day, this is the flesh observing the flesh. You understand? The only thing that I know for sure is the constant. I know, that constant tells me that one day I'm going to bounce. I'm going to leave this life, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Fact.
So that's a fact. That's something. Those are things that I can guarantee you this will happen to me, to all of us, to any of us. So that's kind of how I put it. That's how I deal. I respect people. I always strive to be real. I always strive to be 100. So that way they know that if, at the end of the day, my rep that I have to uphold is that this is a brother that speaks from his heart. I speak my opinion.
Thank you.
I may not say. I mean, you can say. I mean, this is what I've learned even recently. You can say something, and a whole bunch of other people will disagree with you or think some kind of way. I said, look, I'm expressing what I believe, what I see. What I'm observing. Outside of that, I don't know what to tell you. What do you want me to do? Lie or tell you something that's not real with me? You understand?
So, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but think about it. If you stand strong in what you believe in, you tend to speak with passion.
Yeah.
And sometimes that get misconstrued with aggressiveness.
Yeah.
I don't mean to come at you this way, but what you just said back to me after I told you how I felt, it didn't make sense. So now I'm really 10 toes down on what I just told you, and I'm not gonna alter.
And you're speaking with authority on it. You're speaking with your authority. Yeah,
I have to. Let me read a comment real quick. D-Love say, "Yep, humans are subject to error and switch up sometimes," and that's just what you were just talking about, bro.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, like you just said, when a person is being true to themselves, they're going to and they hit that pocket that they know, look like this is true to me. What I'm saying to you are my truths. You speak with authority. If you look at history, they get mad at folks for stuff like that. You know what I mean? When Messiah Yeshua showed up on the scene, they got mad at him because he was speaking with too much authority. He's talking about that his authority ain't even from what they're talking about. If you look at every great leader, every great inspirer, when they know that they're on point, they speak with a voice that's different than just a casual conversation.
Right.
You understand? Right. People joking and small talk or whatever. It's something else. It's like they're tapped into themselves. They're really tapped into their truths. So
I get that a lot. That's crazy. That's crazy that I'm hearing this because I get that. You just remind me of one of the things that I get a lot. I put my emotions in when I speak, and because maybe sometimes I be feeling too invested in some of the things that I speak about, but I get really excited, and sometimes it can come off as aggressive. But yeah, I get that sometimes.
In this point in my life, at the age I am now, there's a lot of things that I could say about what I see. What I've learned, I remember there was an old school who used to tell me, save some for yourself, right? Because he knows that I got the gift of gab. I could go. But he said, save some for yourself. Don't give them all of it. Save some for yourself. They don't need to know all of it. Save some for yourself so that you could build and that you could reap the benefits of what you've learned. And so, I get to this point where now I just feel like I'm more observative than always feeling the need to put in some input or put in some, just observe, just watch, just listen, listen and let that be my communication, me pondering, me reflecting upon what I've observed, what I've heard, and going from there. Sometimes just things don't need to be said. Sometimes you see it, you hear it, you understand it, you move on, you take it for what it is.
Absolutely. And, those situations, when they occur, people have to understand, like, if someone come to you and they're asking for help in a situation, they came to you, I would hope, because they know you went there. It's just like you being a married person. You wouldn't go to a single person who hasn't even been married. You go to somebody who got the experience that could just give you advice. You know what I'm saying? And it's always going to be up to you to take it, because guess what? It's not law. And that's what people have to understand. If you're talking to an intelligent person and they're asking for help, that means they got respect in what you're going to tell them. You know what I'm saying? So if it doesn't make sense, don't get mad because they're like, nah, that ain't gonna work.
Big facts, big
You know what I'm
facts.
saying?
What you just said. Big
Have you ever encountered like a situation where you see someone doing something that you know is foolish, that you know is going to cause them some error, but then as you watch them, you see like, oh, that's what they do, and so you hold back, like when you want to say something, you want to give some sound advice, you want to speak in the direction of the right, but something just tells you, I'm going to go ahead and next, something like that. This, I'm telling you, man, this life is so, it lets you know how little I know. You understand?
Right.
About not just myself, because there's always that pursuit of knowledge of self, but just about what's around me. I mean, I've seen so many unpredictable scenarios where, like, okay, I'll just give you an example. This is something more personal. I'm looking at an ultrasound, right? And everything about me is telling me this is going to be my daughter. and the doctor is playing along and everything. Just going around, and she's just getting ready to get done. And I didn't see anything. You understand what I'm saying? No thing was showing. So I'm like, it's a girl. That's a girl. No thing, it's a girl. It's just at the last fraction of a second. Wow. There it was. Boy. So I'm like, wow, just like that. I mean, we've had dreams of our children. We've had dreams of their name. This one was a completely different situation. I didn't know nothing about dude. You understand? It caught me off guard. So much so that, I'm sitting there like, man, what are we going to name him? My wife came up with a name. I went ahead with that because it was like a complete. I had everything lined up. Even our dresser was lined up for a girl. Here's this boy showing up on the scene. My whole point is, I mean, with that little scenario, every day, like I said in the chat earlier, this is new. It's a new introduction, a new day. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how you're going to confront people, how they're going to confront you. I mean, it's just so many unpredictabilities in this life that the only thing you can know and do, is manifest the law in you, meaning manifest truth in you, manifest, what's true to you. If somebody pulls you, what are you doing? Where are you going? I'm going to work. Now, how he takes that, it's on him. I told him the truth. What's true to me, I'm going to work.
So I want to bring this up because it goes well with the story. Like in the beginning, I think within me and my best friends, I was the second one to get married. And, going through situations that I knew he gave me the best advice that he can give me. And when he gave me this advice on, man, this is what I do. And it keeps the house non-drama free. It keeps the wife happy. And the things he told me, I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, I understand. You want to treat your woman like a queen. I understand that. But I think the things he was doing to me was going over and above the things, because it was like the things he were doing that was just the basic things you should do, it wasn't appreciated. So he said, try this. Okay, this shit works for him. But in my head, I'm thinking, when he told me this, oh, bro, she gonna shit on you. She gonna shit on you. But I was watching it. His marriage was good. But of course, we don't know everything behind closed doors. Yeah. So in the midst of me, making that transition and trying something different, guess what happened? Old girl stopped coming home on time. Old girl started doing this. Old girl started doing that. And and it broke my dog's heart, because he's a good dude. You feel what I'm saying? He's a good dude. I love him to death because of that. So he called and talked to me. And I could have said, I told you so, but I didn't do that because he needed somebody to vent to. He listened to me. You know what I'm saying? I could have said, yeah, when you told me that shit, yeah, I told you I ain't gonna do that, because I said I would try anything once, so I did it. And when it happened to him, I ain't gonna lie to you. I said, boy, I know what my future holds in, because I was doing the same thing. But to see, the thing is, one thing I respect about him, he did not change his approach. He got married years later, and he's doing the same thing. But guess what? That woman appreciate that shit. But it's super hard for you to take that same approach when you got shitted on so hard. You taking a risk, taking that same chance with somebody else. And that's one thing I know myself personally I have to work on, because I'm scared to do that same shit again. Let's play this song real quick. We'll be right back.
Body to be global.
Y'all didn't believe in us when we was down, so don't come round when we didn't give it up, was down on luck. We focused up until we came up. Blessings, work for more than we'll ever need now. We got blessings.
The road I took, it wasn't easy. A couple potholes, I prayed the Lord keep me. It's not a secret, I live up all the teaching. It's proof that the Lord will never leave me. I truly believe it. Some people talk, but they don't have faith. Them non-believers, they just living off of God's grace. And in them dark days, make a coward wanna part ways. But they don't do what God say, they choose the hard way. But then they wonder why I'm so blessed. But they were satisfied when a nigga showed stress. Nevertheless, I hold a lot of weight up on my chest. I'm kinda glad that they left, cause they might make a mess. Some of these people really something else, cause they just want the benefits, they don't wanna help. So send them on their way, send them to the left. I'ma tell a nigga step, cause it's nothing player.
Y'all didn't believe in us when we was down, so don't come round when we didn't give it up, was down on luck. We focused up until we came up. Blessings, work for more than we'll ever need now. We got blessings.
I took a major loss this year. My OG, the boss of the field. Pain still ain't stopped. They tried to sneak me from the real. You don't know how that feel, for real. But that's how it is. Seeing life, it ain't no side bids. We gotta duck the fucking vibe. Second chance for you to try again. When Satan's on his job, that's a higher man. Ain't nobody higher than, but depend on the man. That's a messiah, man. See, they don't understand, it's a bigger plan. Niggas be tripping, they be playing. He gon' come back again, gon' walk across this crooked land and lead as well as shaking land. Better believe it, you can book it, man. I took his hand, cause Satan coming at my fam. My fake friends don't care, they don't give a damn. So I'ma give him my glory, tell y'all my story. Cause I'm a man, 10 toes, so I stand with my man. Can I get an amen?
I didn't believe in us when we was down, so don't come round when we didn't give it up, was down on luck. We focused up until we came up. Blessings, work for more than than we'll ever need now. We got blessings, blessings.
God, I just want to thank you for everything you've done for me. I even appreciate the struggle that you put in my life because it made me a stronger man. For real. You dig? Oh, yeah.
All right, we back in the building. I want to go over these comments real quick. I got the brother Questman in the building. Shalom to that brother for dropping some jewels on us. Let me go back up a little bit because there's a couple of comments that I did see during that break. D-Love said you have to find the balance if you care. Let me put it on the screen. There's a difference between dictating and conversing. I agree. And a lot of things that I see in this chat, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But I think it depends on the person that you're talking to, the person that you're having this issue with. Do they have the capacity, the brain capacity to understand what you're saying to them? Or are they just really fucking stubborn? That's the question. April said everything I do needs balance or I can't function. And I've worked hard to get to this point. Now you see how I feel. We was all raised a certain way. And whether you still live by those morals that you were taught as a kid, that to me really determines how strong you believe in what you was taught as a kid. Because if it's easy to deter you to something different as you get older, I hate to say it, but you never believed in the beginning. You was always skeptical, or you always questioned what you was taught. And I'm not going to touch on religion, but that's what really trips my mind out, because a lot of people's thoughts and ideas change as time change. You know what I'm saying? And I know you should be able to adjust. You need to be a chameleon to adjust with life. But do you necessarily need to change? Sometimes I don't feel like change is necessary. Sometimes change is necessary. It really depends. But I don't have all the answers. That's why I ask questions. Let's see what Cuz says. Some people just exhibit common presence. It's misunderstood many times. It's not always arrogance. It's a gift of self-confidence. Preach, cuz. I know you my goddamn cousin. What you think about that, Quest?
Let me ask you this a question, boss man. Have you ever had one of them the moments where it's kind of like a eureka moment, where you just have this inspirational moment? You know, you realize some bigger truths than what you might have been aware of prior to that. You just have this, like, oh, really? You know what I mean? You just have these real profound thoughts, and then you look around for someone to break bread with. You look to the right, like, oh man, she wouldn't understand. You look over here, oh man, he wouldn't care. So at least you're kind of bottled up.
Yeah.
See, about change, like you said, sometimes things don't need to change. The old saying, if it ain't broke, it don't need to be fixed.
Exactly.
Okay. Sometimes it just needs to be polished or upgraded or elevated. It's good. Like, keep it just like that. Don't move. Just like that. That's how we want it. It just needs to be elevated and things like that in our life. And you realize, like, okay, well, I'm doing the right things. I'm I don't steal. I don't cheat anyone. I don't do this. I don't do that. And God might be telling you, like, yeah, okay, those things, that's good. But you still wanting. There's still something else I could see you better than that. we take what we're good at, that's fine, and keep it going, keep it consistent. But then now we got to look into this life that we're in to figure out, what benefits, cannot, manifest in the world, in what's around me. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, you have that eureka moment, and then it's like, well, okay, they wouldn't understand, they wouldn't care. Well, how can I get them to? You understand? These are the people that I call my friends, my family, my companions, my spouse, whatever. Okay, these are the people that I need to be breaking bread like this with. So how can I, be not so holier than thou that I speak above their head? Or how can I be so an understanding person where I'm not speaking under them, but I'm speaking to them, respecting their intelligence, respecting that they're doing their homework too, just like I am. You understand? They're on the path too. Think about righteousness that sometimes people fail to realize is it doesn't mean you're perfect. It means that, you can see that the person is trying his hard, striving hard to keep it real. Every time you see them, win, lose, or draw, whether they slip or fall, you always see them striving to just keep it real, just to hold it all together. You know what I mean? You know that they ain't on some twisted lie stuff. You understand? You know they ain't on that, and you have a respect for them. You have a respect for them. Like, okay, these brothers are always keeping it real. Even I mean, I in my life. See, here's the thing. Like I told you, like I had said in one of my talks or something. I kind of grew up as a nerd, right? I'm always in the books, always, video game and whatnot. And a lot of things I had to learn in a very rugged way because most of my friends, they were always on that hardcore stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like some of you brothers are on, and I'm like, man, yeah. So if you can imagine me, you know what I mean? I can remember the first day I hit a blunt. I'm sitting there with my friends, my homies on the couch or whatnot. Some of their friends come up in there that don't even know me. And you hear how I talk and everything. So they're looking at me like, who's dude? They're looking at me
police.
Yeah. Like that. It ain't nothing like that. So, but they had to say like, okay, no, he's cool. That's just how he is. He's a book guy. You know what I mean? He's on that spiritual stuff. And so they kind of took that like, okay, but they sit down like, looking at me. But after some time, once they saw the constant in me, you understand? Once they saw that this is just who I am, this is how I go, but you're always going to know that Brother Questman keeps it real and 100 as I possibly can. And after a while, those type of bridges were built. You understand? And I mean, I'm telling you, I've had girlfriends. I remember the one girlfriend's mom was like, stop talking like that. Right? She's looking at me. I'm sitting there, me and the girls talking. She said, stop talking like that. She was like, Mom, that's just how he talks. I was confused. Like, stop talking like what? What does she mean? What does she mean? Stop talking like that. And then, after some time, I started getting, when self-awareness increases, that's okay. They talking about the way I speak my words and whatnot.
Right.
But, I mean, so these are, I had to learn some very harsh lessons. I had to learn how to, a lot of times, people rely on their homies or whatnot. If a battle comes or whatnot, I had to teach myself, how to become skilled and at least to be able to defend myself. I had to learn that I'm not invincible. You know what I mean? I remember this guy who was about this high to me. I don't remember how old I was. I think I might have been 15 or something. And he called me out. So I'm sitting there playing spades. He called me out. So I get up like, okay, I got this one right here. I'm looking at the guy. I got this. And before I could even do anything, bop, 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 bop. I'm like, oh, hold on. Time out, wait. Right? And by the time I get up, everybody's gone. The fight's over. It dawned on me like, dang, really? It happened that way? It was so hard lessons. And I'm saying that because the scenario you gave with the brother, why you felt you had some advice you could have given him. Some lessons we just have to learn through experiencing it. You know what I mean? And like you said, he learned a lesson and it affected the way that he went about his next relationship, but he remained true to his truths. You understand?
Right.
What was virtuous to him, what he felt was a virtuous way to go, he kept at it. He just like, okay, it didn't work over here, but that don't mean it don't work.
And you would take that same approach.
Yeah. Because, again, it's all based upon the truth that you hold. You don't become a hypocrite, or something like that when just to impress somebody. You understand? Like, oh man, well, let me sacrifice my principles just so I can win her heart. Heck no, I'm going to keep my principles. You just don't like my principles, so okay, let it be that. I'll move on. There's going to be someone that's in sync with my principles and flows the way I'm flowing, or at least close enough, because we're all unique human beings. But you don't ever. What's true to you when it's not the same as you learn something new, and like, okay, I like that way. It's better than what I was believing in prior to this. You understand? So you embrace a new way, you embrace new truths. But when you stand on your truths, you don't budge them for anybody. You may adjust them due to circumstances. Yes, Mr. Officer. I was just heading to work. Ways to manipulate your way around to protect yourself or to protect your loved one. No, boss man's not here. You may be in the closet. You know what I mean? You may be upstairs in the basement somewhere. But as far as no, he's not here. Not in front of me. It's the way you can communicate to protect your honor, protect your principles. It just takes wisdom. You understand? It takes wisdom to be able to stand up strong for your loved ones and for yourself, because you have your integrity, you have your rep, you have your honor, and we have a right to protect our wealth, our honor, our family, and ourselves. Our provisions and whatnot. We have a right to defend that.
Most definitely. And I just want to go read Yaya's comment, and I was going to read April's, and I asked you that question. Not April, I think it was Leanne, about you can fear some things repeating, and that's understandable, but don't let it paralyze you. And that's why I asked you what I asked you. But God's still working with me on that one, because I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah.
But cuz say I'm becoming an expert in working in dysfunction. If it doesn't kill you, it'll make you strong.
Yeah.
And I don't know, and correct me if I took taking this comment the wrong way. Is like, why should you have to accept working amongst dysfunctional people? You know what I'm saying? Of course, if you can make it up out of that dysfunctional situation, of course, it will make you stronger. But at the same time, what's causing it to be dysfunctional needs to be addressed, and it needs to be fixed. And I feel like if you just accept it, ain't shit gonna change. And that's my biggest issue, is going back to what Josh said, and like you said, knowing when to confront the situation.
Yeah.
Of course, some things don't have to be, but if it's something that's on your heart and it's gonna bother you to the point where the next time you see this person and they might do that same shit again, you might blow up, and it could go a way it shouldn't have went if you just would have addressed it immediately.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? Some people say my grandma used to say, wait till the cool of the eve. And I just can't go to sleep, especially if you live in the same household with me. I can't go to sleep and sleep in the same bed with you if I'm fucking mad. I can, but it's uncomfortable. Yeah. And I feel like any situation that occur in any type of relationship needs to be addressed immediately. That's my approach, and I'm not saying that's law. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing. I think that a person doesn't have to conform. They just have to be tactful. You understand? Me and my spouse, we get into it sometime. But what I sometimes I just go. I'm like, look, I gotta go. I'm going to go to Walmart. I'm going to go. You gave me the grocery list. I'm going to go do that. And I get out and I get my peace of mind that way. Sometimes it's like one of them comic characters that their special ability is that they can absorb the abilities of others. And let me translate that. They can absorb the experience. Like, okay, I see what this person is on. I see what this guy is about. I see what she's about. I see what's going on. I lock that in for future reference. You understand? And anytime I'm in a situation where it's something similar, I have an ideal way to respond. But nothing is ever going to be foolproof because we're all unique people. And, you know, one day that other person might have a good moment. You understand? That's not, you know, on some delusional stuff or some dysfunctional stuff. They may have a good moment that you needed to experience, and that gives you a respect for them that you never even had before. Like, oh man, she went there. You know, she went there with me. And then you get a new respect. Like, okay, I understand she's got these dysfunctions, but she came real just now. She showed me a side of her that I ain't never saw before. And, you know, one thing about being married, that's kind of what you see. Look, if I had my way, I'd be dead right now. You understand? I'd be laying, because, you know, I'm the type of guy that if I'm sick or injured or whatnot, you know what I mean? I try to, you know, just go through it, you know what I mean? And get out the other end, you know. But I was at a point that my wife was like, you ain't looking good right now. Let me go ahead and get on this phone and call this ambulance. And I went to that hospital, and they was telling me, like, you know, if she had called like just a few hours later, it'd be a different story.
Right.
And through that experience, I gained a greater. I already respect my wife, but I gained a greater respect because I saw a side of her that I never saw before until I got in that position. I come home, you know what I mean? You know, here's the pills on time. Here's the different pills, and make sure you take this. Drink plenty of water. I'm getting all this nurse treatment. You understand?
Right.
That really showed me a side of her. Like, okay, yeah. See, this is why we're married. You understand? This is why we're together. But that comes with time. Sometimes, look, we can't make an analysis over really anybody in a short period of time. They may have rubbed you the wrong way at the beginning with some little knickknacks, some little annoyances or whatnot. You know what I mean? But if you know that, like, hey, this person's on the team, sometimes you got to let time manifest because we're all growing. We're all trying to figure this out. Those of us that are. Some people just don't care. They're giving themselves up to failure. But we're all growing. We're striving. We're trying to piece this together, make sense of this life. You know, it comes at us strange. It comes at us like, man, you know, what do I do today? You despair today, you hope tomorrow.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. We're going to play this last song, and we're going to come back with the final thoughts. I don't have none because I was listening to y'all. So if you want to come up here and give your little say-so before we get up out of here, feel free to do so. We're going to hit y'all with this No Games. Remember, Inspired 2 is dropping February 26th, man. Legend's birthday. Yeah.
Another spot, and we gon' cease all of the shot. We'll never see another ball, cause these niggas won't stop. They'll never get it to another nigga sleeping in the box. But see you speaking on and off, but you don't see them fucking cops. They got the aim right at your top, nigga. But it's us we tend to cross, and you cannot be a boss if you're lost. They gon' pick us off. But see, you just don't see the bigger picture. You just existing, my nigga, because you ain't living. But you try to be the same nigga. Hey, take a look around, you ain't with them same niggas. Cause them niggas in the grave, nigga. The game you playing right now, they done played, nigga. Okay, but if you wanna be the same, you can bang where you hang. But listen to this hook sing. Okay, I do not play the games you play. Okay, I will not let you bring it this way. No way, no way. But if you want, we can make things change. If we pray, we pray. I know I'm sick of living life this way. Every day. See that gangsta shit done played out. You should change your old ways and maybe change routes. And then maybe we can change what we sing about. And maybe the weather would change when we came out. Yeah, I'm getting sick and tired of rain outs. You can't see the bigger picture, take the frame out. These niggas thinking that they can't die. Like it's hard to make a change, shit, they can't try. And then we got the false prophets. What they doing a whole lot of talk, boy, stop it. I suggest you pay attention and be cautious, cause I don't think you wanna be a lost one. No, sir. I do not play the games you play, okay. I will not let you bring it this way, no way. But if you want, we can make things change. If we pray, we pray. I know I'm sick of living life this way. Every day.
All right, no games. I don't play no games. Inspired 2 dropping February 26th, man. Quest, man, you got any final thoughts, man, before we get up out of here, my brother?
Yeah, I suppose so. I'm one of those type of people that have I don't want to say it's a belief, but just a concept that when people are introduced into your life a certain way, I'm not talking about like acquaintances, people, that you meet on the fly or at work or just, miscellaneous, as I might say. And that's not to belittle them in any way, but it's like people that you see, you may never see again. But I'm talking about people that somehow end up in your life and they come in a very uncanny way. You know what I mean? In ways that are unusual. Like you were sitting there and that person's sitting on the same bench at the bus stop and y'all just start talking it up. And next thing you know, y'all end up being cool, seeing each other a few other times, go here, go there, take a few trips, whatever, come over at the house, play video games or something. And I look at that like, there's something in there that's meant for me to that I can elevate from, whether it be a positive or negative. If the person's on some ill stuff, there's something that I can experience and gain from that. So in order to protect myself again. So in any scenario, and I think this is something that'll help us as a people trying to unify, we have to learn to cope with one another long enough to really identify who each other is. Because eventually a chameleon is going to change their colors. Oh. You understand? And but one that's solid, you understand? A solid person, the colors are going to remain the same. You understand? Black today, black yesterday, black tomorrow. So but that takes time to really get that. I mean, yeah, we might get some of that woo woman at the beginning, where everybody's, oh yeah, I'm digging this person. Yeah, that first encounter, that first impression. But sometimes that first impression can be an illusion. You understand? It can be fictitious. And the real you may not see until time comes when a person's put in a predicament to really manifest their real self. I mean, you'd be surprised at how, people might react under fear, or people might react under given circumstances and their whole caliber changes. All of that real that they were talking, it got left at home. Like, oh, my bad, I got to go home. Mom's calling me. So what I'm saying here is it takes time for growth dealing with people. It takes time to really be able to, and even then, there's people who've been married for 10 years or known each other for 10, 12 years, and then find out that whole time period was on some joke. You understand? Was on some silly stuff. All that time, there was shady stuff going on behind the scenes. So that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, you got to deal with what's constant.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with you, bro. And Quest, man, I appreciate you for chilling up here with me tonight, man. Y'all check Quest, man, out on his page, man. He do like the midnight thing. I catch him when I can. And I'm going to see if I get your link and drop it in my chat next time. And again, blessings, brother. I'm glad you're doing well, and I'm glad you're back doing your thing, doing what you love to do, man. Salute you, my brother, man.
Yes, indeed. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings, man. I'm gonna play a commercial and another video, and then I'm getting up out of here. I appreciate y'all. So sit tight, man. Sit tight.
What's happening? It's your boy Boss Man Blake, CEO and founder of Body to Beat Global. You may also know me from my music, from projects like the Blake album, Summer 06, Chapter 39, I Am They Goose, and my latest, Inspired. Not only am I an artist, I'm also an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur too, boss? Of course. So I want to introduce y'all to Body to Beat Global Marketing and Promotions, where you can get everything you need. It's a one-stop shop. CD covers, video, promo video, recording sessions, all of your musical needs. I got you. So hit me up at 912-571-1832. Let's talk some business. I promise you, nobody can beat my prices. On God.
Y'all know I be working, so I want to play another video. This is for Miss Ben Zone. She's creating another page called Everybody Love Ben. So let y'all check out. She's finna join the true crime community. I did a video for her. So y'all check it out. Yeah. So if you need any work, intros, anything that has anything to do with marketing and promoting your YouTube channel or anything else, it don't matter. Just hit me up. I drop my email in the chat. We got a network team. Y'all know Miss V, You Knew, Edit Again Media, Lady Love. Y'all holler at us. We try to help promote your channel, you know what I'm saying, and help you grow. That's what it is. But I thank everybody for tuning in to the Viberoom. Excuse me, Jesus Christ. To the Viberoom, yeah, that part. But I appreciate everybody and their comments and their words of advice. I appreciate the brother Ja, the brother Questman for coming up here. The brother stood tall tonight. Salute to my brothers. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I got work to do. Got another video to work on for somebody else. Yeah. Oh, we working. Better believe that. But until next time, don't forget, Saturday night we will have Grown Folk Talk. Sunday we will be at John's Q's place with a great conversation. The email the hit lady K up, my cousin. I done dropped that in the chat, but I'll drop it again after I drop the song. So yeah, holla at me. We working, man. But I'm gone. Y'all know what it is, man. I don't feel like getting emotional right now, so I'm not finna play my mama song. So we're gonna play Phil again.
As time ticks, we wait for the wheels to spin. I just wanna feel again.
time, feel like I'm dead straight. At the end of the night, we fuss and we fight, and we can't get it right. It's a hell of a feeling, I'm stuck in this killing me. Now I can finally see the light. I finally can feel again.
Sometimes I'm feeling alright. Now I can feel again. Now that you are gone out of my life, now I can feel again. My own, but I never will fall. I just been building a wall, not taking no calls. The feeling been killing me, I just been cutting them on. I really be chilling and taking it off in my home. You can't tell me that I've been a failure, that's never the cause. Cause to any rather, I'd rather be living with y'all. You thought you was clever, but really you thought I was dumb. But I'm not the one, I knew this shit from the jump. I guess it was love, I guess you was faking and that's what it was. We not related and that's what it took. And that was the bull, did everything that I could. Took you up out of the hood, and nothing I did was good. Tell when a man a fool, I went to the Lord, he helped. And never be selfish, feeling of helpless got me melt. It's something I dealt with, never knew that you would fail me. This is a feeling of help me. One day I knew I would tell you, right now I gotta be yelling. Sometimes I'm feeling alright. Now I can feel again. Now that you are gone out of my life.
And now I can feel again, fly like a pelican. I felt I was sick, I just needed this medicine, I call it peace. Searching for purpose, anything else would be a disservice. And now I can feel again, knew it was just a matter of time. I should have been new, but didn't read the signs. Mentally racing, I lost my mind. Now I can feel again, knew it was just a matter of time. I should have been new, but didn't read the signs. Mentally racing, I lost my mind.
Now I can feel again.